What's up, guys? Today we are going to be continuing our series that I actually totally forgot to continue to do, where I am analyzing some of your websites for your pest control business specifically. If you don't know who I am, of course, my name is Griffin Thomas. I'm the owner of the company, specifically Preferred Pest Management. We've been in business for 3 years now, and on this channel, I just document kind of my overall entrepreneurial journey. And right now, we're in the season of growing a pest control business specifically. It's one of the first businesses that I have started that has really kind of taken off and has helped me achieve some of my early financial goals. We grew that company to a six-figure company our first year in business, and we're just slowly but surely getting our way to that seven and hopefully in the near future even eight-figure mark as well. And like I said, we've been on this little journey of helping you guys specifically figure out little holes within your website right now. A lot of you guys have been sending me, you have commented on I was trying to find the post that I had on YouTube of your websites that you wanted me to take a look at. So I have different things like SEO Quake pulled up. Of course, I have the website pulled up. Who we're going to be looking at today is Pyramid Pest Solutions LLC. And again, you guys are the ones that wanted me to look at this. It's not that I'm just, going through random, competitors or random companies or anything like that. You guys are commenting or reaching out on Facebook, Discord, whatever the case may be. So with that, we will just go ahead and get right in. Like I said, today's company is Pyramid Pest Solutions. I believe they're located in the Austin, Texas area, roughly, just outside of Austin, it looks like, in the Austin, Texas area. And first and foremost, the homepage is not that bad whatsoever. Now, again, I'm not looking at it from the phone version, so I'm just kind of assuming that it is mobile friendly. I believe this is a WordPress website. If I recall, I've seen some things on SEO Quake that made me believe this is a WordPress website. If it's not, you can definitely let me know. Who was it? Black Lionheart 6031. You can let me know if it's something else, but it appears that it may be a WordPress website, which most of them are very easy when it comes to going from desktop to mobile friendliness. You don't have to create like two websites or anything like that. One thing I would suggest, it looks like you don't have a logo for your icon, unless if maybe it doesn't look like that is, but usually that's pretty easy to change. I don't know much about the specific owner of the company or who's handling the website. Again, just kind of going based off of comments who, I said that, I'm wanting to help you guys out with your website essentially. So I don't have like any information in terms of, I'm assuming this is being self-managed, but if not, then, it's something that you can let whoever's handling it on the back end know as well. Again, it's usually pretty easy to change that. You can see our little logo, the little icon right there. It's just like a bug essentially. You can put a small version of your logo if you want. There's a lot of things you can do with that ultimately. But again, very easy to do. It's not really going to affect a whole lot of things. It's just, from a presentation side of things, it will help you out a little bit. Next thing that I noticed right from the get-go before we get into the SEO Quake, analytics and analysis, is you don't have a locations that we service tab. You do have the services tab, which I haven't really dived into a whole lot yet. I do see here that you have them all listed out, but I don't see any like internal hyperlinks. So with the services, we'll hit services first and then hit on the service locations next. When it comes to all of these, it is good to have these all listed out. However, we want to create a separate page for all of them as well. And then speaking of the service locations, you want to have, I, in all honesty, would probably get rid of either the about. I'd probably actually, I'll get rid of the testimonials. You can put that in your about, and if I recall, you even have some of your testimonials on your home page. I feel like he did. Yeah, we have some on here already. So I would get rid of that tab personally, and then go ahead and plug in a service locations, locations that we service, just to give you an idea. Gosh, it's so annoying that this isn't full screen by now. I edited that, and for some reason it keeps shrinking it back to, not the full screen, so I have to edit that on my end. But you see where it says where we serve these, you can label this whatever you want, service locations, locations we service, whatever the case may be. And then, we're still adding to this as a matter of fact. So you'll have your service location page. For example, let's just say we want to click on Richardson, Texas. So we have our Richardson, Texas, location page, all of the general basic, info, hyperlinks where needed, because again, Going back to your page here, or your website for that matter, like we said, with the services, you want this basic page like you have already, but you also want to create separate service pages and then also service pages for each location that you service as well. Where are we at? Go over here. So, like we said, you see here a hyperlink where it says Ant Control Richardson. Keep an eye up here. See the link up here. It says, so now we're under our Pest Control Richardson, Texas, and then our Ant Control Richardson, Texas specifically is the page that we're under. It's just helping, with the link structure. It helps Google, better rank your pages. I need to go in here and edit this. This is not supposed to say other areas we're servicing because that is cross-linking, which can actually hurt your SEO efforts. This is supposed to say like other services we provide in, Rockwall or in Richardson, Texas, which it does say right here, learn about other services. So I need to delete this. I need to delete that. I'm glad I actually happened to look at this page because it's been a while since I looked at this, but hopefully you kind of get the idea. If you need more clarification on what I mean by that, again, you have your homepage, then you have your service location page, Pest Control Richardson, Texas, and then, whatever service after that, Ant Control Richardson, Texas. Let's look at your services, for example. Termite control, let's look at areas that are near you. You're in, what is it? Elgin, maybe? I'm trying to just find like another town nearby. Let's say Manor or Manor, however you pronounce that. Let's say that's an area you service. You'd have, again, man, I keep losing my link. You'll have, the location page right there, and then you'll have the actual service page for that location as well. Like I said, hopefully that kind of makes sense. That alone will help you out big time. Don't get me wrong, it does take a lot of time to do it. Like I said, we're even still in the process of doing ours. If you actually look at our pages overall, let me reload this, kind of refresh it. So as you can see, we actually have 118 published pages, 14 pillar content, if you're wondering what that is. That's, mostly, for the most part, either A, some type of ad that we're running, or B, the actual service location. That counts as pillar content. Again, there's a lot that we could get into with that, just trying to, give you an overall idea on just simple things that you can start doing that, like I said, they will take some time. Don't expect to just hop in and do it all overnight, unless if you're like me and you just hop in and for hours and hours and hours on end, you just work at something until you get it pretty much done. Like I said, we still even have a few locations that we still need to add on our website, but it's a process at the end of the day. And then, let me see, I thought there was something else right off the bat that I wanted to bring up as well. Another thing you could do, since you have all of these listed, is you could actually create a page, like a bug guide, essentially, and then hyperlink those as well. That's not anything that's too major. It's just, if you're trying to rank for these specific keywords, spiders, scorpions, ants, whatever the case may be, then you could do that as well. I do like that you have some transparent pricing in there. I will say, from my experience, be a little careful with that, just because we all know how it goes. You're going to have some customers that, hey, they may have a 2,000 square foot home, but they're super, super needy, right? And instead of it being $99.95, it may be $130.95 or $150.95, right? If anything, I would put something in here, just, again, this is just me personally, I'd put something in here about starting at, and then whatever your minimum price is, and just kind of go forward. And I do like the, special add-ons that you have as well. It lets customers know, everything that you're about. Let me see here. Yeah, and I think that was mostly it in terms of just the basic stuff. Now, when we go over to the SEO Quake side of things, and again, this is a free tool that you can use. They have on the Google Chrome store, like a plugin, and you can literally analyze your competitors' websites, your website, whatever the case may be. This is for your homepage right here. So you have 12 internal links overall, and then only 6 external links, which is like your backlinks essentially. So to get that up, we want to get that up by putting your website in a bunch of directories. You can do this yourself. There are paid ways you can do it as well with tools like Bright Local. I think another one might be, we use Local Falcon. I don't recall if Local Falcon has a tool right now where you can actually do that. I don't believe so. Maybe if it's in the campaigns So let's see, group locations. So yeah, no, it doesn't look like they actually have that right now. But like I said, there, you can look it up. There's a lot of them out there where they will put all of your business information on like 25, 50, 75, all these different directories, and that will help you start getting some backlinks. For example, if we go to my Google Search Console, you can actually see I'm trying to find them here, your links, and that will tell you, look, I have over 6,400 total internal links. We have 99 external links, which, like I said, is your backlinks, which has actually dropped a little bit. So I need to go in there and do some analysis on why this dropped, because we were around like 115, 120. Of course, you're going to get more and more and more the longer you're in business, the more that you're posting blog content and things of that nature, which also feeds into, when we're talking about those service location pages, you can build those pages out. Let's just say, for example, we want to take a look at, let's see, which one do we want to look at? Let's just say Sachse, Texas, for example. So you see we have 17 pages under there. Of course, we have like our services that we offer, and I believe there's some missing. But then you can see here we have ones like how much does pest control cost in Sachse, Texas? That is an article. Looky there, 23 links. And then let's see what else. Pest control near me in Sachse, Texas. Keeping your home pest free with the best pest control in Sachse, Texas. 22 links. And again, a lot of those are internal links because the whole point of these articles is to link up, like silo structure it. So if we actually hit view page, you can see here it links up. So think about whenever you're reading these links, instead of reading it top to bottom or beginning to end, read it from end to beginning. So this article right here, Pest Control Near Me, Sachse, Texas, is linking up to our Pest Control Sachse, Texas page. So that's going to help this rank better, the more and more articles that you're publishing under that, or service pages. You don't just want to be throwing up BS content or anything like that, of course, but the more that you become, it's like topical authority is what the SEO experts like to call it. The more and more that you're publishing content around that subject, Google is going to bump you up the charts, essentially, in terms of search rank for terms like pest control Sachse, Texas, or pest control near me in the area of Sachse, Texas. I could do another article underneath of this if I wanted to, right? And they call that silo structure. You're essentially just kind of, I'll give you an example. We're kind of getting off on a little tangent here. Silo structure SEO map. You can see here, this is just like a quick example. So you'd have kind of your homepage here. Then for us, we'd have our service, this could be service locations. And then from here, it'd break down, let's say this is preferred pest management, and then from there, Rowlett, Texas. And then from there, ant control, Rowlett, Texas. And then from there, if you really wanted to, you could break, we're talking about ant control. We could talk about carpenter ants in Rowlett, Texas. We could talk about ant swarmers in Rowlett, Texas. It can keep breaking down as far as, it makes sense. But the main thing is whenever you're doing your linking, you want to link it all properly. You wouldn't want to link, your ant control, Rowlett, Texas, over to, Richardson, Texas, which is what I was actually kind of referring to here a little bit ago. This isn't the right page now, but a little bit ago when we were looking at one of our pages, I think it was this one, you can see where we have our links down here to all these different cities. This is going to hurt us when it comes to that silo structure. You start mixing up all these different links. Like here's an example of what you don't want. Or they may actually have it somewhat right. Yeah, because this is, about diets. So, it all actually does connect. But the easiest way to do it, especially in the pest control industry, is just to kind of link from this all the way up, and then link from this all the way up. And then from there, you're going to have a separate breakdown right here. And again, link all the way up, etc., etc. Like I said, getting off on a little bit of a tangent. I know it can get kind of confusing. So if you all need any clarification about that, let me know. But that alone, that'll help your internal links big time. And then, like we said, over time, external links, once you get in a bunch of directories, that alone is going to boost these external links drastically. Even, sometimes it's worth paying different types of things like, like a chamber of commerce, for example, we pay like two of them, maybe three, once a year, depending on the price, right? Because we're mostly just paying for that backlink, and if it's over, $100 to $200, it's really not worth paying for, in my opinion. But again, it's up to you. And the main thing too is, where are you going to have them linked? Do you want them to link to your homepage? Personally, I don't have them linked to my homepage. Say, for example, I go to the Rowlett Chamber of Commerce where I live. I would have them link to our Rowlett service location page, if that makes sense. That way, it's a very good local backlink that is going towards our Rowlett, Texas, pest control page, if that makes sense. That way, when people type in, for example, pest control Rowlett, you want to be obviously showing up. Of course, we have like our Google Business Profile listing, but we want to be showing up, ideally within like the first page or so on here, which we're even still working on. I haven't been working on our Rowlett as much, just because we get a lot of business from the Google Business Profile alone. By the way, I don't know if you all noticed, Google has been taking reviews away. Super annoying. I keep telling everybody, if Google hadn't been messing around with our freaking reviews, we'd be at like 140, 150 by now. But we were up to like 102. Now we're back down to 99. It's just super frustrating. Anyways, like I said, that alone, this will help your overall. This is just your homepage. Again, we could literally go through page by page and take a look at everything. But one thing that I noticed as well, let me see. So keyword density is very important. Now, obviously, pest is something you do want to have some pretty good density on. But notice here, your keyword density is kind of all over the place. Like, you have home, you have food, fabrics, products. You want these to be pest control related, where a lot of these are kind of all over the place, which will make it hard for Google to know, okay, what do we rank this website for ultimately? So for example, I have my home page pulled up now, and if we look at keyword density, what do you see here? Pest control, preferred, our name, service, Rowlett, management, my name, which, by the way, hilariously enough, that is something that I pop up for a lot. Like, I'll see like Griffin Pest Control or Griffin, Exterminator, like just random searches that I wouldn't even think people are really searching for. Home, removal. You can see some more in here. The 2-word and 3-word phrases are something you really want to pay attention to. Pest control, pest management, preferred pest, your home, mosquito control, Texas pest, control service, control mosquito, control Rowlett. And then, of course, you can go down here as far as you want, but at the end of the day, like we said, look at, just for example, the total number of words is not as important. It is, but it's not. But more so than anything, you're going to want to look at, these 1 and 2 word phrases. This is what Google is really paying a lot of attention to, at least from what I've understood. Again, just speaking from my experience, my knowledge that I have received from like watching other people that are like SEO experts and things of that nature. Not claiming to like be a guru in SEO or anything like that. I'm still learning every single day. But again, this is mine. And then if we go back to yours, you are pretty good overall. Total number of words, you want to have at least 1,000 words, ideally, especially on your main pages. Some people will say like 3,000, 5,000. Main thing is, you just want to outdo your competitors at the end of the day. I'm not saying to stuff words or anything. Don't ramble, things of that nature. But, just look at what your competitors are doing. Again, this is a free tool. It's called SEO Quake. I have a YouTube video about SEO Quake and all that good stuff. It's free. I'm not affiliated with them or anything. I just think it's a cool tool to, one, make sure that there's no issues with your own pages and things of that nature. And then, like we said, check out your competitors and see, in terms of number of words, how are you doing? Maybe what 2-word or 4-word phrases do they have a lot of that maybe you don't have a lot of? And, adjust your pages as needed for that. And like I said, as we can see here, fabric and food products being at the top, not ideal. Wood fabrics and food, a lot about fabrics and things of that nature, not, at least in my opinion, what we really want to be showing up for as a pest control company. Now, if it was way down the list, I wouldn't be as worried about it. But the fact that it's, towards the top, it's going to make it hard for Google to really know what to rank specifically. Again, this is your homepage. We could literally go page by page, but we'd be here all night. Again, I definitely suggest all of you, but even you as well, Pyramid Pest Solutions, download the SEO Quake extension and go through here and, just make the changes that you need to. And when it comes to making these changes too, guys, I want to be careful about, listing off change after change after change, because, like, yes, you do want to make these changes, but don't be so worried about, like, man, I got to do this, like, as soon as possible. When it comes to SEO, you want to just do little tweaks at a time. If you go and just completely redo your entire website, Google's going to be all over the place figuring out like what to do. You're going to take a big hit. For example, if we go back to my performance over, let's just say this is the last 3 months. Let's go to the last 12 months. So you can see overall we've been like pretty steady, but like I said, you can see where we took a massive dip right around the end of May into June. You can see our average position, and again, this is site wide. Don't get so focused on like, oh my gosh, I'm averaging, page 3 or page 4, whatever the case may be, or maybe worse even in your own case. It depends. I know at one point we were averaging like 60 back when our SEO was horrible a couple of years ago. But you can see we went from right around like the 30s all the way down at one point to back to, the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And that went on for what, probably a couple of weeks. And then finally, once the algorithm kind of started figuring out, all of the changes that we made, we slowly but surely have been kind of, getting back to about that same position. Occasionally we still have like some bad days or whatever the case may be. Usually whenever new articles, I'll get in a phase where I have some time to pump out articles. Your articles, at least from my experience, again, just speaking from my experience, usually when I first throw an article out, doesn't rank very good at all. I have to make some adjustments and things of that nature. And then, it all starts to equal back out, back to around like average position 30 to 40. In terms of this, again, site-wide, the good thing about the Google Search Console tool is you can literally look at just page by page in terms of, what is our average ranking. You can do what is our worst. This will help okay, maybe I need to go back in, look at this page and make some, major updates to the SEO, maybe just completely, kind of rewrite the article. Again, make little changes. But, with these ones that are ranking in the 90s and hundreds, chances are, in all honesty, you could probably even delete the entire page, set up a redirect to a new page, and then, rewrite that whole article. Chances are you have a lot of good information. Like me, for example, these are ones I can already tell from like way back when I first started publishing articles. Probably a lot of good information in there. It just needs to be structured different so that it will start ranking better. Plus, I can tell it's not even structured right in our silo. So yeah, like I said, this is another tool, again, free. Most of you guys probably already, know about Google Search Console, but if you don't, definitely get on Google Search Console, get on SEO Quake, and then, like I said, just kind of start diving in, figuring out, oh wow, like what we're not ranking for this search term at all. And if we can start ranking for this search term, that'll start getting us leads, right? That's what it's all about. Because what's the point of us having, a nice website? Like I said, overall, this is a nice website. It's very clean. It's not clunky. Like, I have no issue whatsoever. It loaded very quick whenever, I can reload this whole page. Boom. Within like 1 second, 1.5 seconds, it loaded. Like, it's quick. I have virtually, like I said, no complaints in terms of the overall layout. There's just some things that we can do from the SEO side of things that will help people find the website. Because like I was saying a second ago, what's the point in us having a beautiful website if no one can find it at the end of the day? So, like I said, not a whole lot, really. I know it probably sounds like a lot, but not a whole lot that I'm not used to telling people when it comes to their website. Again, you have a very good start, Pyramid Pest Solutions. You have a very, very good start, very good foundation. It's just you want to, again, dive into these tools. We went over quite a bit, I believe. Like I said, we could dive into so much more, but I don't want to make this like a 1 or 2 hour video or anything crazy like that. Like I said, I'll try to remember to link in the description box a link to SEO Quake as well as the Google Search Console. That way, if you're not already having signed up for those, again, they're free. I'll always tell you guys, if something is paid, like you have to pay for it, but these tools are free. I don't even know if SEO Quake has a pro version. I don't believe they do. I think it's all free. Like I said, it's a pretty amazing tool overall. Fun to just kind of get in there and play with it. But the main thing is just like I said, figuring out what little tweaks we need to do to make it where your keyword density is what you would expect in terms of the words, like we said, specifically you get down to these like 2 and 3 phrase words. We want to be seeing a lot of things related to like pest control. I get where all these terms are going from, like what they're pulling from. Like I know exactly, we all know what these are referring to, but Google does not. Google is a bot. It's an algorithm. They're gonna be super confused. So, like I said, hopefully this all makes sense. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to let me know in the comments below. And like I said, guys, if you have a pest control business already and you have a website that you want me just to take a quick look at for you guys and do a video similar to this one for you guys, going over the results on SEO quick and breaking down just some quick little things that I think, could just make your website better overall, just let me know in the comments. And if you don't want to comment your website, you can, shout it out on Discord. You can message me directly on Discord. We have a Facebook group as well. Links for all of that are in my LinkTree, which is also in the description box of all of our videos. And I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos or live streams. And I will see you guys in the next one.